how to let someone down nicely, how to politely say no, how to reject someone nicely and end a connection that you're not feeling anymore. I believe the answer to those questions is incredibly important because it is the antidote to this widespread ghosting that we keep hearing about and experiencing if you've been out there in the dating world. Now, this question has been inspired by a number of different clients who are looking to share their life with somebody, and they're out there in the wild west of dating, connecting with people and realizing that the connections are not going anywhere, or they're not attracted, or something's missing. And they're wondering, what is the best way to let somebody down without feeling the sense of guilt and the shame for either leading the person on or feeling incongruent? I want to say, first of all, that it's quite a common experience, and perhaps you've been on the receiving end of being rejected, or maybe you're currently in a situation where you're trying to figure out how do you let this person down, or just let them know that it's not going to work. They might be a really kind and a very genuine human being, but you just realize that you don't see any long-term potential and you don't want to hurt their feelings. So we can get into a bind here if we are seeing the situation in a way that's not accurate. So some of the principles that I'm going to drop on this video are designed just to expand your thinking a little bit, to give you more permission to step into your authentic self, your integrity, honor your heart, and ultimately let the person go so that they can find someone who is truly going to love them, and you can move on to another opportunity that might be more compatible. So the first thing that I want to put out there as just a frame around dating is this. If you are out there dating and you are looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with, it's important to know that when we enter into the realm of dating, we are signing up for a set of rules. We are entering into a game of that is being played on a large scale. Some of those rules are that, look, if you're on the field, in the field of dating, rejection is part of it. Rejection is part of it, pain is part of it, hurt is part of it, confusion is part of it, and so is love, and so is joy, and so is connection. So there's risk and there's reward. And if we are out there dating, this is the package deal. This is what the territory comes with. And the more that we can accept that and see that that is an accurate way of seeing this realm, we realize that we don't have to feel bad about rejecting somebody or letting somebody down when we know that this is what we're all signing up for. And it is in our best interest and in their best interest to be able to stand in the truth. In fact, I would say that dating is one of those realms where we really get to practice owning our voice and getting clear on what we want and honoring what we want in these situations that it can be unpredictable with people that we don't know, people that are complete strangers that we're just getting to know. And it can be a great way for us to develop a solid character and uncover the values that we want to live by, which ultimately are the ingredients that we take into the next relationship. So that's why this topic is so important. All right, this next concept is to create them as strong rather than fragile. There is this unconscious way that one will see the person they're dating as fragile. They will create that person as fragile inside of their mind, and then they will relate to them that way. And that is actually disrespectful to the other person, because if I'm withholding my truth because I feel like I'm going to hurt the person's feelings, I'm essentially communicating that I don't believe that that person deserves all of me. I don't feel that that person is strong enough to handle the truth, that somehow my rejection is going to impact them so deeply and cut them so deeply to the core that perhaps I'm going to ruin their day or ruin their week. Let's not separate from people that way. If you are ending a relationship with somebody, trust that they are strong enough. Create them as a strong individual. Relate to the powerful, resilient person that has the capacity for truth in your mind. Relate to them that way and give them that gift. Because when we do this, they pick up on that. And although it may not be what they want to hear, although they might have wanted something different and that they saw potential, you at least give them the parting gift that they were worthy enough to get all of you rather than just a fraction of you because you were afraid of telling them the truth. So that's the concept. Realize that by telling them the truth, you are giving them the gift that you see them as strong and resilient rather than fragile by withholding and letting things drag on. All right, the last principle I want to cover here is to detach from how this person sees you. I've seen clients that I've worked with in the past held hostage by the other person's perception of them. And I want to say a couple points to this. We can absolutely work on the delivery of how you communicate your truth to the person. Do you blame them or do you take responsibility? Are you being mean and spiteful as you're letting them go, or are you being solid and present and transparent with why you're moving on? Look, I've seen folks go on in dates that they would say are pleasant. There's laughs, there's communication, there's even touching, but still something's missing. Maybe it's an intellectual component. Maybe it's some deeper form of chemistry where one person sees it but the other person doesn't. These are all valid reasons to not continue the connection with somebody. They're valid perceptions and they're things that can be communicated, such as saying that you enjoy the person, you think they're a great human being, and what you're wanting is maybe a deeper level of chemistry than you feel is present, and therefore you're going to continue looking. It could be something around intellectual conversations. It could be something around just even feeling safe or feeling connected on some spiritual level that's not there. These are all valid reasons to walk away. You get to honor yourself in this because that's, again, part of the playing field of dating. Now, even if you do communicate cleanly and clearly and you're respectful and you're kind in the way that you depart, the other person still may react negatively to you. And there might not be anything you can do about that. It could be based on their childhood. It could be based on their ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever they've been dating before. And no matter how kind and straight you are with your communication, they're still going to see you as a bad person. And if you are dead set on controlling their perception of you, this is where you can get into trouble. You can end up not expressing your truth because you don't know how they're going to react. You could end up feeling held hostage or imprisoned by not being able to change their perception of you because you are so committed to being a good person in this and it's being seen as a good person that you're limiting your truth. It becomes the bottleneck for your truth. And we want to let go of all that and realize that if you are doing that, you're taking over responsibility. And so some of this comes from taking your power back and allowing that person the honor of having their own perception of you. And that might be that you're an insensitive jerk. That might be that you're making a wrong choice or that you have bad judgment about who you're going to end up with. And the more okay that you can be with that and allow them to have their reaction, ironically, the more respectful of them you're actually being and the more respectful of yourself that you're being. So that is the last tip here, is to let go of taking over responsibility and realize that it's an honor that you give them for them to have their own perception of you and for that to be good, bad, ugly, great, clean, whatever it is. And to allow that to be over there on their side of the court, you have no control over that. So I'd love to wrap up this video here and encourage you to comment below. Has this landed? Is there ways that you've let people down in the past? Have you ever ghosted somebody because you didn't know how to let them down? What do you think is the best way to let somebody down? What are some words that you've used? So if anything sounds inspiring, feel free to comment below. Click on the like button and subscribe to the channel again if this is your first time to my channel. All right, take care.